We've had 3 new players come down and sign tonight. How happy are you to be able to bring these players to Croft Park?
Well, we've got they're all 3 youngsters, 21, 22. I had them years ago in the county. They've all been to clubs. They've had the disappointment being released from the club, and now they've had a year in Northern League, maybe 2. So I think they're ready now to kick on and play at a good level. They're very ambitious, very fit, and really looking forward to it.
And what do you think they'll be able to bring to the squad that wasn't there beforehand?
I think they're all in the same mould as Daniel Maguire. They're all very, very keen to play for the club, desperate to play at this level. They've got a point to prove themselves. They're very, very fit. They look after themselves properly. They've got a good attitude, and they'll be good for the squad. So it's going to be a lot of enthusiasm go out there, but a very, a lot of ability as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Dan Maguire there. The 3 of them have joined from lower leagues. Will you be using him as an example to sort of get them to make the step up?
Yeah, they've all played county level together. Couples with England schoolboys, so that they've all played a good level. But like Danny's like throwing the gauntlet down to a lot of young lads, and it shows that if you're fit, keen, you've got ability, and prepared to put a lot of effort in, you can do well at our level, no matter what age you are. So it's a good benchmark for the players to look up to. They're all good friends, and I think they'll do exceptionally well here.
I think it was fair to say that Dan Maguire was chucked into the deep end last season, but he adapted well. Will these new signings be thrown in, or will they have a more of a gradual development?
Depends on squad, Depends on who else we're signing. We're speaking to a few more of the experienced lads who everybody's keen to sign, so just getting the deal done. But they've come in to play. They haven't come in to sit about and be an 18th man or whatever. These lads have come to play football. They won't be scared of it. They might take a bit of time to get used to the level, but they've come in to fight for a place.
And with regards to player recruitment, how are you finding the summer break? Are you confident of getting the players that you want in for pre-season?
Summer break's been tough. I've never stopped working since probably 3 or 4 weeks at the end of the season. I've been speaking to players about friendlies, teams out friendlies, and speaking to players from all over the place. It's tough. Northern League is, a big attraction now. You've got a lot of money there, and it's very tempting for players to go down to Northern League and probably get more money than they are at Blythe. What we want to Blythe, there's people who want to play for the club, and the money's obviously you want money for playing, but the money's a bit of a bonus for them. It's a privilege of playing for the club. Everybody I've spoken to speaks very highly of the club. We've just got to keep a nerve a bit, and not panic too much. We've got a squad from last season. We've got youngsters added to the squad this season, and we can probably wait till we're ready to sign the players that we want. We're not just sign anybody for anybody's sake.
And obviously we've had Rob Dale and Dan Maguire come down this evening to sign contracts. How many of the current squad have said that they want to stay on, and when do you think the rest of the deals will be done for them?
To be honest, everybody wants to stay other than Stephen Turnbull, and that was just down to work commitments. If Stephen wasn't working, he would have stopped with the club. It's like Stephen says, his life's changing a bit, and work's more important than football for the first time in his life probably. So a big miss he is, but everybody else seems mad keen. They all want to stay with the club. We just need to sit down and get the right deal for them, and if we can do the deal, they will be signing. They're all very, very committed to the club, and I think they've got something to pay back the club for from last season.
Unfortunately, Stephen Turnbull was unable to come back to Croft Park, as you say. How much of a blow was that to your plans?
Well, he's a good player. Stephen will probably admit himself he was injured since he come back last season he was injured. He's got a bad back. But things change, he's a big player. But it just opens the door for somebody else to come in and do it. Hubbard's committed to the club. Neil Hooks is going to be committed to the club. So we've got 2 solid midfield players there. Tom Burge wants to come back to the club, so is a 3rd one. Young Matthew Wade is a 4th one. So we've got 4 good midfield players, and we're still looking for a few more. So it's a disappointment because he's a quality, experienced player. But it's how it is in football. You've got to get on with it.
And the club has 7 pre-season fixtures against various levels of opposition lined up. Are you happy with the pre-season schedule, and will it be a good test for the players?
I think all games will be a good test. obviously we've got Gateshead and Darlington, which will be the big tests. But in Morpeth Town, they've just come up, they've got a good side. North Shields have got a decent side. And the rest of the sides will be home games against sides we don't know. Clitheroe, I don't think we've played them for a while. So it'll be a good test. I'm really looking forward to pre-season. Looking forward to training and looking forward to get the players together and working on some shape early on and getting into the games and see what can get out of the games. Pre-season games, if you get 50-60 minutes out of games, you're doing well, you know, because everybody's new to it. Everybody's new to each other, so it takes a bit of time, mate. But it's just about getting the team spirit going and getting some time in the pitch, you know.
And the first of those games is on the 6th of July when we travel to North Shields. When will you be bringing the players back to start pre-season ahead of that game?
Well, we're going to start on the Monday, the 1st of July, but we've decided we could bring them back on the 30th of June, which is the last Saturday in June, only because we've got a game on the 6th. So we'll do a little bit on the Saturday, and then we'll train on the Monday and Wednesday, and then ready for the game on the Saturday. So the lads will come, obviously some lads on holiday. So we won't really see a full squad till probably the Gateshead game. So we'll be giving people a chance up to that time, you know.
And sort of on that line, will you be using the whole of pre-season as an opportunity to get players in on trial, or will you be using them as dress rehearsals ahead of the regular season starting?
I'm not great on trialling people, you know. If they're going to sign, they've got to be ready to play, you know. So anybody comes to the club won't be coming to just be on trial, play a few games. I know most of the players what's coming in. I know about what they've done in the past, even the youngster players, so I've watched them develop. And they're all coming to fight for a game, fight for the club, and they'll get a good crack at it. But we want to try and get a squad of maybe 18 to 20 players and work on that squad. I don't want to bring in 30, 40 players and just playing for one game. That's not what it is. Everybody can have a bad game. So we want to keep a good squad of 20. Start the season with 20 players and just work on that, you know.
And with the last two seasons being sort of as they were, is there an added pressure this season to perform for the fans, given what's happened in the past?
Yeah, we've had two rubbish seasons, to be honest. And there's a number of reasons behind that. This season's it started fresh, you know. It probably is as low as we can go, really. With the club being very disappointing, very down, we need to build the club up, you know. So it is massive that we actually kick on. We've got to show the supporters know that we're going to put every effort we possibly can in. It's just down to the quality, you know. If we've got enough quality, we'll do okay. If we haven't, we'll have to just look for quality throughout the season. But I'm hoping we'll start the season with a good, strong squad, playing together, knowing each other, good shape. Good set players and just kick on from there, you know.